Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on a new series that I'm starting, and the series is going to be called the Back to Basics series. And basically I'm just going to be showing you guys different basic makeup techniques that could help you to improve your skill. And these first few episodes I did how to blend your eyeshadow like a pro, how to apply wing liner, how to put on false lashes. There are going to be other episodes to come, so like foundation, maybe highlights and contouring, and just stuff like that, how to pick eyeshadow colors. So yeah, so I hope you guys like it. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I've done this series before. Like I started before, but I didn't follow through, and yeah, I just kind of ended. But now I want to do it again because a lot of people actually ask me, can I make videos like this? So I think it'll be really helpful. So you guys should let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want for future episodes. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. God bless, have a wonderful week, bye. Hey guys, so you just want to start off by applying some concealer to your inner corners, and I'm just going to be placing it over here. And basically this just helps to brighten up the eyes, because usually this area of my eye is usually dark, and by the time I'm ready to highlight underneath my eyes, I can't really get to this area. So I like to do that before I apply any eyeshadow. I'm just going to take a brush and just blend that out. Guys, now the first thing you want to do is always prime your eyes, and I'm going to be using the Black Radiant eyeshadow perfecting primer. And now you can use like other primers like MAC Soft Ochre, like the paint pot that MAC has, or you could use your concealer to prime your eyes. Just really anything that would give you like a nice kind of sticky, tacky surface to work with. So to achieve this look, I'm going to be using this very affordable palette, and this is by Wet n Wild, and this is the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. It looks like this. As you can see, it has really nice matte shades and some shimmer shades as well. If you're a beginner and you have hooded eyes, this palette is really nice because I like to use the matte shades in my crease only, and then I like to use the shimmer shades on my eyelids, which will really make my eyelids pop, and the matte dark shades would recede the puffiness on the hood of my eye. I hope that makes sense. So now to achieve this look, I like to have these brushes. Okay, so they're like two fluffy brushes that you can use here. There's this one that I used to pack on the eyeshadow on my eyelid, and then there's this one which is kind of like a more dense fluffy brush compared to this. This is more like spread out, and this is more like packed together. And then there's this one that just kind of has like a tapered end to it, and this really helps with like crease work. Okay, so applying colors into your crease. And just so like for those who don't know, this area where my eyes fold, so goes in, this is my crease, this is my eyelid, and this is just like my upper crease, and here up here is my brow bone. Okay, so now I'm taking this brush. The first color I'm going to be going into from my palette, I'm going to be taking this kind of white eyeshadow, and I'm just going to take in that eyeshadow. I'm going to be placing this on my brow bone, and this is just to serve as a brow bone highlight. And I just like to apply my brow bone highlight just at the area where my arch is, and then I go in with this fluffy brush and then I blend. Okay, now I like to go in with an eyeshadow like this, so this kind of taupe eyeshadow right here, and I like to use this as my transition color. Transition colors really help to make like the gradient from one color to the next to be really smooth and really nice. And then it also helps with blending, like from like say a really light color, for example my brow bone color, to the color I'll put in my crease. The transition color would really help me to blend that out and make a very smooth transition between them. That's why it's called the transition color. So I just take some of it on my brush, and I'm just going to apply this right above my crease, so in this whole area, so the upper crease, like I mentioned before. Just taking a bit more, placing this right here. Okay, Because I use this big fluffy brush, you can see it made my application really easy, and it also really helps to blend. And you want to hold your brush like this, so just kind of hold it at the end like this rather than like up here, because when you do it up here it makes the pressure more, like it makes you apply more pressure to the brush, which applies the product more on your eyes. But when you hold it at the end, it kind of just gives you like a nice loose, you know, flick of the wrist kind of application. So you just want to blend that out. Okay, so you have something like this. I just wanted to use another color that is slightly darker than the transition color and then lighter than the crease color that I'm going to apply later on. And I'm just going to be using this warm orange eyeshadow from my Stila palette. Big fluffy brush right here, and I'm just going to be taking that eyeshadow, placing it slightly above my crease. Okay, always make sure you tap off the excess eyeshadow. You don't want to apply too much, and you just want to place that right here. Okay, so like this, and then you just want to go back in with your big fluffy brush and you just want to blend that out again. Don't apply any more product on the brush, just use the brush as it is, and you just want to blend that out some more. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to have like a nice gradient between the colors. So you just want, I'm just going to apply in a little bit more because I really want this color to pop. Then I'm going back in with my blending brush and I'm just going to blend it all out again. So as you can see, this blending brush really comes in handy, and this is basically like, it's like the key to like a very flawless makeup application, just having like good blending skills, and, you know, the good tools as well, they also help. I want to have something like this. Really light brow bone color to a light brown to a more deeper dark brown, and then now we're just going to go into the crease color. And for my crease color, I like to use dark brown. So for example, this dark brown is really nice, reminds me of MAC's Embark eyeshadow, so I really like this color right here. And I'm going to be taking this tapered crease brush that I showed you guys earlier, and as you can see, it comes to a point, so that's why I really like it to do my crease work. And yeah, so I'm going to be taking just a very tiny bit, don't take too much. When you're working with dark colors, you want to take tiny amounts and then build up from there. So take very little, tap off the excess, and then you just want to keep your eyes open and then place this right in your crease right here. Okay, so this is where the crease of my eyes is at, so you want to place it right there. Okay, so you just really want to apply majority of the product on the outer corners of your eye, and then once you've done that, then you can bring it kind of inwards like this. To apply a little more, and I'm going to just make a V shape on this outer corner of my eye. And this is really nice for people that have hooded eyes or downturned eyes. So just by doing this, it really helps you, it really helps to give that lifted eye look. So it makes your eyes look like this, you know, like feline. Yeah, so I love to do that. As you can see, I'm holding my brush like towards the end, and this kind of reduces the amount of pressure that I'm applying. I'm going back into this fluffy brush that I used to apply the warm brown color, and then I'm going to just use that in my crease as well. And this really helps to blend out the eyeshadow, the dark eyeshadow. And I didn't apply any more of the orange eyeshadow. I'm just using whatever is left on my brush. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit more of the orange eyeshadow, so just a bit of it, and then I'm going to just apply this in my crease. Okay, then go back in with the dark brown eyeshadow and apply a bit more. So you see, when you're blending your eyeshadows, sometimes you take too much off, and all you just have to do is just go back in, and that's just really what makes like a really nice eye look. Now I'm going to be going into this gold eyeshadow from my Vanity palette, and this is just like a very nice yellow gold. And I'm going to be taking this brush that I used to apply my brow bone color, and I'm just going to be using that to pack on the gold eyeshadow. You can spray your brush with some Fix Plus if you like the gold eyeshadow to really pop, but these shadows are actually already quite pigmented, so you know, it should be good. So like I said, just going to be applying this on my eyes. Now as you can see, I'm using a small brush that really fits my eyes, my eyelids. So if you have bigger eyes, it's nice if you use like a bigger brush. If you have smaller eyes, use smaller brushes. That just really helps to like give you a very nice eye look. And as you can see, I'm keeping this on my eyelids. I'm not taking it into the crease or above the crease. Why? Because I have hooded eyes, so whenever I take anything shimmery into my crease, it really makes this puffy part of my eyes stand out, and I do not want that to happen. So I'm going to just be keeping eyeshadow down on my eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to be going back into this brush that we used to apply our crease color, and then I'm just going to blend the two colors together. So do you guys remember the technique that I showed you guys in my smoky glitter tutorial about applying the shadows on top of each other to really help them blend? So that also works like in all looks. Like, it just works so beautifully, and it just makes your job a lot easier. So yeah, now I just want it to be a little darker, so I'm going to apply some more of the crease color, and I'm just going to be placing this in my outer corners. So just focusing it in that area, making my outer V, and then I'm just going to blend it in. Now I'm going to be going into the fluffy brush, and I'm going to be applying a little bit of the orange eyeshadow just back into my crease, just because like I mentioned before, I want it to really pop and I want it to show up. So I'm just placing that in my crease, and I'm just using it to blend out the dark brown eyeshadow. We'll just go back in with a big fluffy brush and just kind of go over everything. Okay, just make sure everything is well blended and it's all seamless. Alright, so we should have something like this. So as you can see, there's a nice transition between all of the colors. There isn't any like areas that has harsh lines, and yeah, when I open my eyes too, you can see the warm orange eyeshadow in my crease, you can see the dark brown in my outer corners, and you can see the orange in my lid. So that's why I really said you guys should open your eyes when you're applying like the orange eyeshadow and the crease color, because that really helps you to, you know, see what your eyeshadow will look like when your eyes are open. Okay, now to just finish up the look, I'm going to be applying this eyeshadow right here, and it's just like a shiny like champagne gold color. And I'm just going to be taking my eyelid brush, so the flat brush that I use, and I'm just going to be using this to highlight my inner corners. And I feel like this just really opens up your eyes. Alright, So after doing this, I'm just going to be applying a little bit more of the gold just to blend the two colors into each other.